Welcome to another podcast of the current situation at Manchester United. As the saying goes, sometimes you just have to smile through the pain because Manchester United at this moment in time really needs divine intervention. More than divine intervention, if you ask me, because this is just when I was watching the game. Okay, this video podcast, first of all, is just going to be based on the afterthoughts of the game against Wolverhampton at home. Also, a few latest Manchester United news and just some added commentary. Matter of fact, I'm right now watching the game of Chelsea versus Tottenham, and not to go on a soapbox about them because I don't care about them like that, but let's just say that Conte has a group of players that needs. I was just talking about divine intervention. Tottenham Hotspurs, yeah, they need a washout. They need a washout. But anyway, back to Manchester United. Now, I'm pretty sure some of you guys have watched games of Manchester United, particularly ever since Alex Ferguson left. And that thought in your mind came about, and you were saying to yourself, man, this was one of the poorest games I've ever seen Manchester United play at Old Trafford. Like, I've never seen Manchester United this poor. And some of us say that in the moment, but we haven't considered games in past times, recent times. But the game against Wolverhampton, that's probably the worst game I've ever seen since we lost to Liverpool. Yeah, like I'm not talking about in terms of the scoreline. I'm talking about in terms of the performance. Because if you want to base it on performance and not performance based on the scoreline, I'm kind of getting distracted by the game. If you want to base it on the scoreline, hell, I could even go to the game against City at Old Trafford, the game at Old Trafford against Liverpool, but it's not about that. I'm talking about the performance from United against Wolverhampton. We were in a position to gain points to catch up with Arsenal, that is in top 4 spot right now. Must speak on Arsenal just in a second. And we had a chance to gain points and monopolize Wolverhampton and gain momentum in the Premier League table, and we didn't take that chance. And we have to do an inventory in our squad because, like I've mentioned before the season started, it's not that this squad isn't good. This squad is good, but there isn't an implemented self-play to put you on display for Manchester United on the pitch. And let me just say something about, no disrespect to Ralph Ragnick's formation or his philosophy of football. Hell, it's like I'm under LVG again, like about this philosophy of Manchester United. But dude, I'm not feeling this erected penis formation, man. I'm not feeling it, man. It's not like I'm not feeling it, yo. Matter of fact, it looks suspect as hell in terms of the players. And also Greenwood as an attacking Greenwood is not an attacking midfielder. He's a striker that's supposed to be playing in the forward line, whether it's a forward 3 or a front 2 or as a lone excuse me, or as a lone striker up top. You can't be playing Mason Greenwood as an attacking midfielder. Not that he doesn't have the capabilities of playing there, but that's not where he should be playing. That's not his main claim to fame. That's not where he's supposed to be playing. He's a goal scorer. Don't be playing a goal scorer and attacking midfielder. No. We want, I'll excuse if this was a 29, soon going to be 30, Mason Greenwood, who was already did time in his prime as a striker, but because his legs is getting on a bit, he's going to drop back and play as a come. I can understand that, but this is the prime of, not the prime, but this is the emergence of Mason Greenwood. You see me? So let him just build his craft as a striker, and then after a couple of decades, if he lasts that long anyway, you could drop him. But yeah. So don't be putting Mason Greenwood in midfield. What's Kane discussing? But going back to our squad, And I didn't want to do this video podcast, but I just had to say something that was burned in my bones about the game against Wolverhampton. Manchester United, with Ragnick as manager, for the next 5 months, we can be in quite this boat of players can be. We have a few storms to go through, isn't it? Because I don't think Ralph is like Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, who is just this prototypical nice guy, but I don't think Ralph has a fortitude to control those players in the dressing room, isn't me? I'm not saying that he's a foregone conclusion in terms of monopolizing the dressing room, controlling. What I'm saying is that the egos we have in our squad has proven to be somewhat detrimental in our formation, not in the formation, but in our style of play. Why wasn't Bruno Fernandes starting against Wolves? Is it because, is he going to be playing against some of his players that he plays with in the national side of Portugal? So you know that he's not going to be at his best game? Is that the reason why you benched Bruno Fernandes? Hell, if you want to take it that route, why did you start CR7? Why did you start CR7 if you want to take it that route? Why did you want to take that route? So yeah, we lacked creativity, we lacked intensity. The midfield was just diet was just like broccoli, boiled broccoli, man. Like there was no taste, there was no panache if you're French. There was no creativity in the midfield. Now I'll say this. Given that Fred has been dropped for a couple games, let it stay that way. Yes, me. Let us bring back Grandpa Matic into the fold of starting because he's bringing his experience, is me, in the midfield, and that midfield, it's a good thing that we have Matic in the midfield controlling it, along with Scott McTominay, who was quite poor against Wolves. Let's be honest about that. He was quite poor. The midfield of Wolverhampton. I mean, it's not no Barcelona midfield, but they were basically running the show at Old Trafford. They had a 35-year-old Joao Moutinho who has been playing football since 2002. You see me, this dude has been going throughout the years. He's one of the most underrated players I've ever seen. You see me, he's just like Gabi for Atletico Madrid. You see me, he's just that dictator from deep. You see, man, he always has a long shot in him. Yeah, that's how Gabi was when he was at Atletico Madrid. And now when you have Joao Moutinho for Wolverhampton, he plays that same role to a T. This is a 35-year-old midfielder that has bossed the midfield of Manchester United with Ruben Neves, who has been on the books. He's been on the books for Manchester United's to-do list, to sign him to Manchester United, but I don't think my man wants to leave at this moment in time to come to Manchester United when he knows that he's going to be playing into an erected penis formation of the 4-2-2 formation. I don't think he wants that. I don't think he even gets down like that. I don't think he wants that. So, let's talk about Wolves for a second. Not to dwell on them because they won against us, but let us evaluate the squads and evaluate who started. Hold on, give me a second. I just mentioned that Joao Moutinho, a 35-year-old, bossed the midfield. Although Matic, that's not Matic basically. Matic is just to break up play and to screen the back four and to protect the back four. But in terms of the squad of Wolverhampton, I don't even think they were expecting to get to grab 3 points. They basically grabbed and ran with it. Ooh, that's a good shot from Werner. Decent shot. I don't even think Wolves was expecting to grab 3 points and run away with it, isn't it? Because I know we have been in poor form, but to just give, I know I'm rambling, but just to give the 3 points to Wolves like that, knowing that they're like in 8th place, we're in 7th place, you see me, and they have a few more points to catch up on us. That's damning, man. That's actually damning. That's actually poor. That's not what we're expecting of Manchester United, man. And let me just say this, and for let me just say a disclaimer for alright, I'm 10 minutes in. So I'm basically warmed up. The pot is getting hot right now. If you're a Manchester United fan and you love CR7, you're a CR7 fan as much as you're a Manchester United fan, step away from your keyboard, step away from your phone screen right now. Because what I'm going to say about CR7 may cut deep for you guys. And this is not me hating CR7. I actually, rate the guy because he's been a great servant for Manchester United over the years. But let's just, and this relates to a few Manchester United latest news I'm going to get into a second. In relation to Arsenal, CR7 has to be dropped. You heard that correctly. Your ears ain't fooling you. I said it. CR7 needs to be dropped. This is a dude that is costing us. Matter of fact, I'll say this, because I'm not a big man on history, but it's been said that since CR7 has been at Juventus, he's gotten at least 3 managers sacked. Pirlo, Sarri, and also Allegri in his first season. And he also got who else he got sacked? I don't even think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer sacked, because we knew that Solskjaer was going to get sacked anyway. So that's not on the shoulders. That's not on the shoulders of CR7. But I'll just say this, man. If we are going to keep on playing CR7 up top, we know that he's not the CR7 of 2007. We know that CR7 is not in a prime like in 2008 or 2009. We know this already. But at this moment in time, despite he's one of our best attackers or one of our best players, right now is a good time to be dropping. We have available quality players on the bench that is in the wings waiting for a chance to play. CR7 can be replaced as a starting striker. Right now, he's costing us points. I'm not blaming. I'm not putting 100% blames on his shoulders, because I know he can't handle that. But aside from that, I'm not putting 100% the blame of why we're in this predicament or why we're in this catastrophe run of form. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is this, man. Hold on. See, German. What I'm saying is this, man. CR7 has to be on the bench. I know that he's almost, he's earning about $500,000 per week. But now, man, rest your ass on the bench, bro. You're a family man. Your wife have 2 kids on the way. But if it's 2 kids on the way, I think it's been revealed. But anyway, yeah, man, put him on the bench, Get some rejuvenation. With this passive-aggressive attitude that you have towards you when the game is not in your favor, and just come off like a fat whiny girl if things are not in your way. Like, it's just like that child that you used to play football with in the hood or in the neighborhood. And you know that when his side is losing, he grabs the ball and go home whining and crying. Like, bro, we don't need this attitude, bro. We are men, okay? We are men that are playing football. Let us, man, my stream pause. But let's see those for the fat little girls, man. We cannot be allowing CR7 to drop, because ultimately our strikers' job is to score goals. You see me? And CR7 is not doing that at this moment in time. Let me refresh the stream. At this moment in time, CR7 is not doing that. We have Rashford dropped, which is a good thing. Keep it up. Let it stay like that. And at this moment in time, CR7 has to be dropped. Now, who he should be replacing is the next question. And I'll say this. It's better to play either Cavani or Mason Greenwood up top. You see me? Because I don't think I've seen the body language of Mason Greenwood towards CR7 and vice versa. And it does look cute. It does look handsome. You see me? It's not a positive vibe that I'm getting from both of them. So of course that is going to hinder the effectiveness of the front. Whether it's the front two with Mason Greenwood. Or okay, I'm talking crap. But basically, man, if Mason Greenwood is playing, he has to be playing with Cavani. Last season, I've seen effectiveness with Cavani and Greenwood. I remember when Cavani came in to defend Mason Greenwood when we were playing against Roma in Europa League. Is me, so I'm pretty sure they have an understanding with each other. And CR7, man, we know that CR7 is a brand name, or we know that he's a brand figure, or we know that he has cemented his place in the history of world football. But at this moment in time, it's best that we put him on the bench, isn't it? Because we have players that can slot in. For example, Cavani and Greenwood up top. None of this Greenwood as an attacking midfielder. Yes, I can excuse, all I won't really put him there, but I can excuse, Sancho playing as an extra midfielder in the erected formation, in erected penis formation of 4-2-2 that is more advanced than the two defensive midfielders. That's the basis of the 4-2-2 formation. You have two defensive midfielders and you have two attacking midfielders and you have the two strikers up top. So at this moment in time, Lukaku, man, why did you come back to England? Just let me say this about Lukaku. Stop right there. So, as you guys know, I know this is advertisement, but as you guys know right now that Chelsea, this Chelsea current striker Romelu Lukaku has said some controversial, comments a few days ago. And I'll say this, man. It's not that the words that he's saying is wrong as it relates to the competent nature of Chelsea. But in terms of you saying that you miss Inter Milan, he said that it was misinterpreted. Lukaku, you know what he said, bro. You know what he said. You speak 7 languages, bro. You are bilingual. You know how to speak 7 languages. So don't be fooling people. We know what you said and you know what you said. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean like that. I didn't mean to offend you, Chelsea fans. I love you guys. I've been a Chelsea boy since when I was small. When Drogba was at Chelsea, they said that I was going to be the next Drogba. Drogba could have used his back to goal. You can't use your back to goal. You have to run towards to goal. And even that, bro, you're just not good at the ball at your feet. So anyway, man, it goes to show that some players, although the comments, I know this is an advertisement break before I get to continue to Manchester United, but some players just have to know the timing thing right, man. Plus Chelsea at the time, Chelsea kind of dropping points, Some that could be due to Manchester United. Because ever since Michael Carrick became, interim manager, Chelsea has never been the same. They've never been the same. So anyway, some players, man, whether you're the captain, whether you're whoever you are, as a striker, midfielder, defender, or a water boy, sideline, man, don't be saying those type of comments, man, because that could destroy the morality, the togetherness, the unity of the squad. I'm pretty sure even though Tuchel, accept his apology, I'm pretty sure that Tuchel doesn't see him in the same light as he once did before he said those comments. Because once you present yourself one way to the public or to the private, they're not going to see you the same, yo. They're not going to see you the same. And plus, Lukaku is not even in the form to be talking about those comments. So that's just abysmal as it is. But anyway, let's get back to Manchester United because we have enough trouble on our arms to deal with, right? So as I was saying, CR7 needs to be dropped. And Cavani, no, it's kind of risky because Cavani is very injury prone. And of course, we need, experience with our young strikers to show difference to the experienced strikers. I get that, but it's best that CR7 is dropped. Let me say this, and this is where I'm going to indoctrinate, the use of Michael Arteta's. my English is so bad. I guess Lukaku need to teach me a few things about English, right? But this is where Manchester United needs to eat their humble pie. Yes, we know that Arsenal is never going to be a bigger club than Manchester United. Yes, they are rivals. We know that Arsenal is down here, so in terms of history. But let us just eat our humble pie for a second and look onto the left-hand side and look into the camp of Arsenal and see what Michael Arteta has done to their captain, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. I don't know if he's went to the Africans Cup of Nations tournament, but look at the approach. Look at the approach that Mikel Arteta did to Aubameyang. Because Aubameyang, for the past 3 years, has been Arsenal's best player. No question about that. And because of Aubameyang's, he's a far cry from his former self. He's not the same striker. Mikel Arteta grabbed his nuts by the horn, and he basically benched Aubameyang, and he wasn't even in a place to be doing that. Understand this right now. When he started to bench Aubameyang, it's not like Arsenal was in third place, second place, or even first place. You see me? The only time they're in first place is when this season is about to start, because their name starts with A, and A is in first place. So when he benched Aubameyang, they were like in seventh place or sixth place or something like that, and this is your arguably best player. So it took him some nuts and grains, if you're if you're a legumes type of guy, to bench Aubameyang on the bench and start with Lacazette. Now, Manchester United, like I said, Manchester United is bigger, and we shouldn't be looking into the books of Arsenal based on approach. But as relates to CR7 and Manchester United, it's best to just bench CR7 at this moment in time. Yes, we know that CR7 is trying to get as much goals as possible, to try hide or hinder his poor performances. We know this. He's not the same player as he once was in 2012. So, of course, he's going to need the goals to cover up his poor performances or the good performance that he does have. This is because CR7 is not based on good performance no more. It's based on his stats. He's a stats man, right? So, what I'm saying is this as relates to Arsenal and Mikel Arteta and Aubameyang. And I just love the tactful approach of Mikel Arteta. He was asked a question, and he was asked, hey, you've been benching Aubameyang for a few games. What do you say about that? And he was just smiling, and he was just saying, well, he's just left on the bench. No, of course, that's not his exact verbiage, but that's what he's basically saying. He's just left on the bench, and he's just smiling, and there was an awkward silence. But that is the approach, and I respect Mikel Arteta for that approach. Despite him not being, the top three best managers in the Premier League, but the approach that he took with Aubameyang is one of the most brave approach I've seen quite for a while, and that's the approach that Ralph Rangnick has to deal with in terms of CR7, because CR7, if we continue to play CR7 based on sentiments, based on the fact that he's one of the best players in the world and one of the best players in football history, that's not going to fly good, man. That's not going to fly good. So it's best in our interest to play. We still have Martial for the moment, to play not CR7, but to play Cavani or Greenwood or Sancho up top. Play a fluid front two. And I'll say this, man, and I've said this before in a previous video. Because person are saying, Ralph Rangnick is the godfather of German football. Well, if he's the godfather of German football, why is he sticking with this erected penis formation? Looking like a penis, man. We don't want no formation looking like that. Change, if you're a dynamic, really in it type of manager, change the formation. If you don't have any other formation in your back pocket, what does that say about you as a manager? You cannot be managing Manchester United and don't have a B plan. Mourinho, despite it not being the best plan B, he had Marwan Fellaini on the bench as his plan B, and in some cases it actually worked. He actually worked with Fellaini coming on the bench, so at least he had a plan B. What is your plan B, Ralph? What is your plan B? I know that you just came a few weeks ago, so excuse me for being harsh on you, but I'm pretty sure you're used to that because you're an experienced manager. But what is your plan B as a manager for Manchester United? You're not going to stay here indefinitely. So it's best to it's best to play your best cards now. What is your next approach? If one approach is not working, what are you going to fall on as your plan B? You're just going to put players on the pitch and say, just run out and do your best. Do your best. Just run out and do your best. Is that your plan B? Anybody can. I can't do that. I'm not a manager. I'm not a certified football manager. I can't do that, man. But what's your plan B? Yo, serious talk. What's your plan B? I'll tell you what the plan B should be. Pun intended. Put CR7 on the bench. Play Cavani with Greenwood up top. In the midfield, Bruno Fernandes with Sancho again. I'll allow you to play Sancho as an attacking midfielder. I won't play him there. In the D mid position, I like how you play Matic and Scott McTominay. I'm not, as Creator is saying, but therefore, as Creator is saying, it's a dive to, I'm pretty sure some of you guys watching the game. That's actually a dive, man, Ndombele. Come on, that's a dive, yo. You know that you weren't going to pass Rudiger, so you just had to take a dive. Watch it. That's a dive, yo. That's a dive. But anyway, we'll be on to Tottenham Hotspurs. But, yeah, man, bench CR7. I want to hear what you guys have to say, because I know I've been rambling for a long bit. But I want to hear what you guys have to say about CR7. I know some of you guys want CR7 to start because you want to hear the celebration at Old Trafford when he scores, but be logical, be rational. Don't be basing that off of your emotions and saying, "Oh, we want CR7 to start because his celebration is just so magnetic. I want to really do it. I want to imitate CR7 celebration, so we have to start." Be rational, yo. Be rational for once in your life and say to yourself, "Okay, CR7 is not doing the best right now. It's best in our interest to bench him to put him on the bench. He's not going to stay in there. He's not going to stay there indefinitely. But at this moment in time, it's best to just put him on the bench. He's costing us points. There's a few chances he could have put to bed, but he just didn't put him to bed." Okay. Let us move on to the latest Manchester United news. I was just talking about Manchester United copying the approach of Michael Arteta with Aubameyang. It says here that Ralph Rangnick should copy Thomas Tuchel to deal with Manchester United's apathetic stars. Imagine you're the godfather of German football and someone told you to copy off of your proteges that you learn how to manage a football side. How would you feel as a manager? Think about that yourself. But I ain't gonna comment on that too extensively, man, because of course I don't think the dressing room is on the same wavelength. I think the dressing room is kind of a tussle. And this is why, amongst other reasons, this is why I do not like Harry Maguire as not manager, and hell if he's a manager. But this is one of the reasons why I don't like Harry Maguire as captain. He doesn't have captain. He doesn't show captain to me when he's on the first, call me a foodie, but the first thing I see when I see Harry Maguire on a football pitch is a refrigerator, man. It's a fridge. He's just a static, dormant fridge. He doesn't show captain to me, yo. That's not a captain to me, man. So I'm pretty sure if it was Bruno Fernandes, things would have changed real quick. And CR7 as captain, I mean, that could work, but CR7 is not. I'm pretty sure CR7 is not a favor with a few other players. I don't think Greenwood is the only one. Because the ego of, you have to understand the ego. The ego of CR7 is incomparable. You cannot compare the ego to original players in the squad like a CR7. So for Harry Maguire to be telling CR7 to be doing this and that, that's like telling the president, you a normal dude be telling one of the presidents of your country to do this and that. Your president go be like, boy, who you think you're talking to? Boy, go over there and go sit down and relax yourself. You ain't go talk to me like that. Who is you? So, yeah, man, ego can be worked to your detriment and it can, prove to be beneficial. But in this situation, understand this. The squad, the dressing room, and I'm pretty sure person have said this on YouTube already. The dressing room is not in one accord. You see me? They're not singing on the same pitch right now. You see me? And yeah, so I mean, I'm not all for managers copying other managers because that makes you a copycat. But in terms of a approach to players, man, you have to understand that players have different personality types and different characters. So you as a manager, and that was the brilliance of Sir Alex. This is why some persons be saying that Sir Alex Ferguson is the greatest, not because of the trophies he's won, and not only because of the motivation he's endowed on average players to look good, but also his ability to manage different personalities. Like I told you guys, Ferdinand was talking about in 2011 when Sir Alex Ferguson lashed out at Nani, and Nani was crying. Nani was crying. You see me? So it takes different approaches. And even though Nani was crying, it still goes to show that Sir Alex Ferguson knew how to manage different players. You see how he kept Wayne Rooney, and this was a player that Rooney wanted to leave. Rooney wanted to leave. And although Rooney wasn't the same Rooney as the previous past, but he still was bagging goals for Manchester United. You see me? Look at the approach with CR7 and Rooney in 2006 when Rooney and Ronaldo had that spot in the World Cup. You see me? That you can be an original person and not and have the ability to manage those two players and make them stay at the club. That takes awareness. That takes awareness. That's just the individual brilliance of Sir Alex Ferguson. That cannot be unmatched. That cannot be matched. That's why he's irreplaceable, among other reasons. But going to the next news, I want this video to be finished under 45 minutes. Didn't know that he was a playmaker. Manchester United playmaker wants to steal a move to West Ham United. Should Moyes snap him up? This is why journalists need to understand football, because Jesse Lingard is not a playmaker. He plays as a number 10, but just because you play as a number 10 doesn't mean that you're a playmaker. They are goal scoring number 10s. Diego Maradona, Rivaldo, Jesse Lingard is a goal scoring number 10. He's not. Jesse Lingard is, like, he even said it in I think it was an Instagram live he was doing, and someone asked him, Jesse Lingard, would you prefer goals or assists? And man said goals. So how is a playmaker going to say he prefers goals over assists? That a playmaker, a goal scorer, man, if a person is choosing goals and he's a playmaker, that's not a playmaker, yo. That's not a playmaker. It's not. So I don't, and man, who is the person that wrote? I wonder who wrote this. By Abhinab Ghosh. Some Indian wrote this journal. Much love to you, bro, but Jesse Lingard ain't no playmaker. I know, of course, you wanted the Manchester United fans to click based on curiosity. Which playmaker? We have Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes going to West Ham. That sounds odd. And of course, Mata ain't leaving. Mata is just our cute cat that stays in the corner and doesn't play any ball games. Jesse Lingard, and wrapping up this video, Jesse Lingard should have left when the opportunity came to him. The reason why he didn't leave Manchester United was because of CR7. And not only because of CR7, but also he's at a state in his career where he's comfortable. I say that real quick, like comfortable. Where he's comfortable. You know, he's not going to have the drive and say, oh, okay, you know, it's best to just leave Manchester United, you know, cut all ties with Manchester United, you know, cut that umbilical cord from Manchester United and just move on with my career where I can, you know, do well or at least do decent. Although it may not be a bigger club like Manchester United, whether it's West Ham, West Brom, Preston North End, Sheffield Wednesday, Sheffield United, whoever. But right now, given that he's making over 100k per week, he's not going to be leaving, man. He's content on the bench. He's comfortable on the bench, so he's not going to be leaving. He ain't gonna leave. So when the opportunity came for Jesse Lingard, because Lingard, when he went to West Ham, that was a different Jesse Lingard. Now we have seen different forms of Jesse Lingard. Oh, this dude is a 26-year-old sports writer and aspiring football coach. Football coach ain't saying that Jesse Lingard is a playmaker, yo. I know that you're young in the game, so I ain't gonna come hard on you, but he ain't no playmaker. He ain't no playmaker. Jesse Lingard ain't no playmaker. So anyway, yeah, he should have left. And when he was at West Ham, yo, that was the best version of Jesse Lingard. I've seen this dude. Now he's done it a few times where he took the ball from our own half and ran in the opposition half and score. He's done that to Watford in fall of 2018 in December of 2017. I remember because I was watching that game when I was at college. And yeah, that's the game where Ashley Young scored that free kick. Yeah. And I'm pretty sure he scored a couple more goals for Manchester United doing that. So at this moment in time, Jesse Lingard, it's not that he's not serious about his career, but he's in a situation where he wants to just be comfortable and just gain his papers per week, get a few games, bust a few sweat, get some form under his belt, get a few goals, and just just call it a day. Jesse Lingard, it's not like he's a prodigy at the age of 19 where he has to, just assert himself and be one of the best young players in the world. No, Jesse Lingard is 29 right now. Jesse Lingard is 29. So I'm pretty sure that he's accepted the fact that his career, although hindsight is 2020, we don't know where his career can lead him to. But at this moment in time, me just give my opinion. I don't see Jesse Lingard leaving Manchester United. Me. He might leave in a couple years' time, when he's past his best and he's no longer good enough to be a second stringer. But at this moment in time, I don't think he's gonna leave my West Ham. If he goes to West Ham, he's going to be a good asset as he was in times past on his loan deal. But I don't see Jesse Lingard. I don't see him leaving, yo. I don't see him leaving none at all. I think I might just wrap up the video. Let me see the latest news. Is there anything else I need to touch base upon? Pundit slaughters Man United as news reported in last 24 hours. Tell me something that's new, bro. Manchester United is always getting backlash. Why? Because it makes good money. And Manchester United is an easy target to get money off of. So of course, if you you blame Manchester United. Oh, I blame Manchester United for doing this. I blame Manchester United for losing against Wolverhampton. I blame Manchester. Like, of course you're gonna get money as a pundit. Why think? What's his name again? And he's a former Liverpool player and a Liverpool manager. Yeah, I think Graham Souness is always on the back of Pogba. Now, of course, he's back down a bit because Pogba hasn't been playing, but let's be real, man. Persons go always back by time on Manchester United because it makes easy money. And persons click on Manchester United because we're the best club in the world. So, of course. So this person is saying that Man United decision makers following weird appointment of Ralph Rangnick. I wouldn't say it's weird, it's just that it's kind of awkward. With some person may say, man, that sounds weird to me. It may seem weird, but the reason why, in my opinion, why he was appointed was to just set to the squad and get some form and then just go to the door and we appoint a permanent manager to take care of what he has left. You see me? It's not like he's going to just come in and just change up everything completely and take this side to anew. No, he's not going to be doing. He's just come here to set the squad because some of the players were not finding form under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and that's it. So I wouldn't say it's a weird. And the reason why I say it's not weird is because if you want to come in just randomly or arbitrary and settle a squad, that's going to take experience. No young manager is going to be doing that. You see me? No, you can't be that young. So, and just control. I mean, look at the egos of Bruno, CR7, Pogba, Sancho. Jesse Lingard has an ego on him. Rashford has an ego on him. He just turned doctor recently. Marcel seems humble, but Marcel is hey, don't sleep on Marcel, cause Marcel, hey, if you have a wife, just watch out this. You don't want Marcel near your wife. Who else? Maguire is not in a position to have an ego, is me. But who else? David De Gea seems humble. Eric Bay just does his duty. Let me just say this. I applaud. I'm not the big fan of Phil Jones, but I applaud Phil Jones for coming into the firing line, into the Lions Den and putting on a performance. No, it wasn't the best performance, of course, but I applaud Phil Jones because Phil Jones, if you think for a second that Phil Jones doesn't see the slander against his name, then you're insane. Of course, he's been seeing those. But to come in, again, he hasn't played for almost 2 years. He's in almost 2 years. And for him to just, come into the foreign line and get some game time and actually did decent. He wasn't a prime Phil Jones that was just like making those comical face expressions, isn't he? He's getting old and maturing, so he ain't gonna be doing that. I hope not. But to come into the foreign line and just perform, knowing that persons can criticize your name at any given time, I applaud Phil Jones for that. Isn't me? I applaud Phil Jones for that. Again, I've criticized before. You probably know that already, and most Manchester United fans have criticized. I'm pretty sure you know that already. So, yeah, you're appreciated, yo. I can't believe that Phil Jones is among the remnants. When I'm talking about the remnants, I'm talking about the remains of Sir Alex Ferguson's squad. He's with David De Gea. I think Jesse Lingard came back from a loan. No, he came out of the academy in 2013, Jesse Lingard. Yeah, he came out of the academy in 2013. So he wasn't under the rain. Well, he was with Pogba and Ravel Morrison in the youth under 18, but in terms of a professional player in the main squad, nah. So yeah, Phil Jones has been here for a bit, man. He's been here since 2011, and that's over a decade ago. So, again, applause for that. So let me just wrap it up. Right now, let me just sum it up. Right now, we're not in a good position. We're not in a good situation. And the only person that we have to blame is ourselves. The one player, we have to take responsibility for action and accountability for action. We cannot be saying, well, the opposition was just better than us on the day. That's not taking accountability, bro. That's whining like a bitch, yo. You're better than Wolverhampton. You're better than Wolverhampton. Wolverhampton should have no common ground to get 3 points from Old Trafford. It's me. It's not. Yo. Let me come off for this video. We should not be losing to Wolverhampton, man. I don't want you to whine and cry and say, oh, well, Wolverhampton just beat us like that. No, we allowed Wolverhampton to beat us. It's not that we're like the black horse in the situation, or the side that's against the odds. No, we're not the odds, but Wolverhampton is the odds, man, and they came to our ground on our turf in our backyard and stole 3 points from us. The game is finished. Let me see what the game is like, because I know the game is frozen. So Tottenham, anyway, I ain't gonna give you guys no spoilers. But, yeah, man, we can't be allowing... I'm not saying that Wolverhampton is a mediocre side, but they're not on the same wavelength as Man United. We can't be allowing sides to be doing that. At least not on a regular basis, man. It's embarrassing. That's one of the poorest performances I've seen Man United ever exhibit at Man United at the Old Trafford. Like, the midfield was dry. The strikers look lazy, especially CR7. We just looked out of our depths, man. It's not like we're playing a prime 2013 Bayern Munich or a prime 2009 Barcelona. This is Wolverhampton that got promotion 3 years ago back into the Premier League. And we allowed them to boss us in the midfield and even in different areas. There's a youth named Potence, and we allowed him to look potent against our fullbacks. Wan-Bissaka wasn't keeping up. Wan-Bissaka cannot be starting. It's best if Luke Shaw is dropped because I'm pretty sure Ralph has found favour in Alex Tears as his favourable left back. We can't be allowing, we allowed Potence to look like a prime time Eden Hazard on the wing. We can't be allowing that, man. Scott McTominay couldn't keep up. I think he wanted, so yeah, man. Let me just finish up, man, because that's just a dire performance. So of course, leave your comments down below in the comment section. Like and subscribe to the channel. If you guys are a Manchester United supporter, subscribe to the channel and hit that bell as well. And I'll show it to you guys for the next match. I believe it's going to be an FA Cup match against Aston Villa. And you know that Steven Gerrard hates Manchester United, so that will be quite a fixture. Keep in line. I'll check with you next time. Show it to you guys later. Peace.